Hello, welcome to another episode of One Van and One Camera. The news for this episode, we're actually in Glasgow this episode, and I'm going to be walking up to West End and seeing what that has to offer. Also, we'll be talking about lanes and streets of Glasgow. Also in recent news, we've had our general election and social media is returning back to normal. Thank goodness. I couldn't be arsed with that Facebook canvas and pish. Does my nut right in. Talking of digital stuff, Windows 10 is not that far away from being released, and usually when they bring out a Windows operating software, they put it onto disk, but they're not doing that this time around. They're offering Windows 10 is free to users of Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1 as an upgrade. To be honest, I think anything's better than Windows 8, because Windows 8, that was atrocious. And that start screen, what the fuck was that about? Oh, yuck. And also, in Glasgow news, sadly, in recent weeks they found the missing lady from the West End, and she was found dead. I mean, I only hope the courts put a strong enough case for a heavy jail term for the murderer, because this is happening far too often, in my opinion, you know. Alright folks, I'm wanting to talk to you about Amazon. As you know, Amazon's absolutely massive, but I would like to talk about the delivery service thing. See, a lot of people, when they're buying something, they buy it and then they pay a wee bit more for Super Express delivery. But me and a friend had bought separate Amazon purchases, and doing something totally unscientific here. He went via the dearest, quickest express service, and I went via just the Super Saver free delivery service on purchases over £10. And quelle surprise, my parcel actually arrived a day earlier than his, and mine was a courier. He actually got his through a courier as well, but a day later. It just really goes to show, you don't need to spend a bollock ton on delivery. Just go for the Super Saver and you get it even quicker than the dearer option. I'll tell you something, me and my mate got really bored one day, and no, we didn't start touching each other. We actually started playing with the talking board, right? And it was going quite well for a while, and then it spelled out, "You couple of fannies." They don't call it Ouija board for nothing. Alright folks, this is going to be Bash or Dash live from the West End. See that person in the middle of the screen? Bash or Dash? You know what? Bash, because that's just awesome, and it also goes to show not all people at the West End are hipsters. See, Bash or Dash? Well, to be honest, I would bash if they said yes to it. Junkies. Bash or Dash? Oh no, Dash. They'll want your shoes, your money, and your antihistamine drugs. Ugh, yuck. West Enders. Bash or Dash? You know what? Fuck it, give it a bash. Because they're quite intelligent. Let's ride with him, and I'm almost about to get knocked over. Hipsters, Bash or Dash? I would say Dash, because they're pretentious fucks. People with alternative hair colours, Bash or Dash? You know what? I would call it a bash, because they're creative and they're really intelligent. A few weeks ago, a group of friends and I, at a birthday party, were playing this game called Cards Against Humanity. The only way I could describe it is it broadens your mind for insults and all sorts. No, the rules of this game are pretty simple. You've got these black cards, which are the sentence, and white cards are filling in the blanks within the sentence. So, like, let's say, for instance, whilst in bed, this would be the black card, I like to think of, and then the white cards would say stuff like nuclear war, children, and or Nicola Sturgeon naked. Who wants to think of her naked? But anyway, this game is 18 rated, unsurprisingly, and it's huge fun if your mind is pretty warped. It can actually broaden or even darken your mind if you're already warped anyway. It's 20 quid from Amazon, and it comes with free delivery, which is actually a courier. And Kel's the Pre, it's a party game, it's really good fun. The wall of fail, because people just suck balls at the internet. A fail, for instance, aimed at Facebook statuses. If you're wanting to do something constructive and you've got a legitimate argument against someone, say it to their face and see how far you get. Fab art drawings posted onto Facebook. You know what? I would say there's too little of that. You know, there's a lot of talent out there, but they're not putting it onto Facebook and Twitter and other social media. You know, they should get the praise they deserve, because some of his stuff is absolutely ace, like this for instance. This is not a win or a fail, this is just a bit of knowledge. The website tumblr.com is actually a website either for one, porn, or two, fan fiction. Porn and fan fiction are almost the same thing, but the difference is it features your favourite TV and comic book characters. You know, I win. The cup display in Marks and Spencer. You know, they've got these cups with letters on it, like A, B, C, all through to Z, right? But the thing is, obviously some clever clogs or some bored staff member will end up making swear words out of the cups. Well done. Just make sure your boss doesn't catch you. Song covers on Facebook, that's another one, that's a win. There's just not enough of these actually, to be honest. Glasgow has absolutely tons of easy mini streets and lanes, but they're absolutely fantastic and they've got many purposes. You know, for instance, you can use a mini street or lane to get to your friend's house or get onto the main road or get to the train station, but it's not just for transportation purposes. You can use mini streets and lanes, you can also use them for entertainment, shopping and even recreation. It's fantastic. I'll give you a few examples of it. Like Ashton Lane, for instance, it has a vast array of shopping venues and boozers. Very good example. Drury Lane and all. It's got a comedy venue called Yes Bar, and it's got a few boozers as well, Horseshoe, and I'm sure there's another one. Some people even use mini streets and lanes for recreational selling, also known as buying drugs. Sometimes whorehouses up these mini streets and lanes. One of the footballers got attacked in Ashton Lane. There's been actually a few incidents of attacks and stabbings up one of Glasgow's most famous streets and lanes. Right guys, I want to say a thank you to you all once again for joining us on another episode of One Vannan, One Camera. This month being up at the West End of Glasgow. I'm not too sure what's going on for the next episode, but be sure to be joining us again and we'll hopefully see you then. Okay, and many thanks.